But again, all this shit's going to get me on a list. I'm already on this. But
asking blue pill, red pill, corporate press, I've had my fill. I'm just a simple chat, believing in my own will. Web fire, math, Dable scheming, this is no drill. Haters masking boosted, but still with no chill. Need to come and take it if you wanna mess with my hill. We've been 3D printing, setting ready for that ghost kill. Angry at the man, so I'm swallowing the black pill. Stacking sats, beaming back, NPCs getting hit.
Someone break down the pills. Yeah, so Mr. Pipton, if you're not familiar with it, essentially, originally there was this term called, being red-pilled. And that comes from the Matrix, and that's where Neo is faced with a choice from, I'm forgetting his name now, but Morpheus. And Morpheus says, you can take the blue pill, you'll wake up in your bed, and this will all just seem like a dream, or you can take the red pill and see how far down the rabbit hole goes. Well, as time has gone on, political pundits started using the red pill as like, oh, you're starting to not trust the government. You're starting to question their narrative. Maybe you think 9/11 was an inside job. Maybe you think Kennedy wasn't assassinated by who we were told he was. Maybe you think, like things like the Bay of Pigs or the Tuskegee experiments, or looking at like the Northwoods, Operation Northwoods. And you start to learn all these things and you're like, holy shit, like it turns out the government does a lot of nefarious things all the time. You start to really question their intentions and whether the government's actually good people or whether they're bought and paid for. But then it turns out that there's more conspiracies out there, and we essentially need to start, delineating from the red pill. So, like, we've got the blue pill, which means you believe the mainstream press and just whatever they say. And that's kind of what I try and cover in the blue pill stories. Then we've got the red pill, and the red pill is all about like starting to question the narrative, starting to see the cracks in the facade from politicians and the administration. Black pill is like, they're maybe not quite to this extreme, but almost like they're lizard people. They're literally sacrificing children. And like, I don't want you guys to think I'm crazy, but I don't think it's crazy to start to think about that stuff. The more research you go down, the more rabbit holes. Literally read the Franklin cover-up, right? Or is it the Franklin cover-up or the Franklin controversies? Or I'll share the book with you guys in the future. But essentially the black pill is like, holy fuck, like everyone's corrupt, everyone's a pedophile, everyone's making human sacrifices, like the government's completely bought and paid for, we don't even live in a democracy, da. And then the clown pill is like, yeah, that stuff's all true, but like also look at how stupid they are. These people literally control the world, and yet like they still get their hand slapped for the hand in the cookie jar type thing. And Trudeau calls us racist while he's blackface. Right? He's been blackface more times than he can remember because we keep having more controversies where people discover more versions of him wearing blackface. And then finally, we've got the white pill. And the white pill is about like, hey, all that stuff may be true. Maybe some of it's not true. But look, I'm in control of my life. I've got individual sovereignty. I'm going to focus on doing me, making sure that me and mine, as I define it, are taken care of. So that's all about, to me, like the white pill is giving the biggest middle finger to the administration, to the government, to the corporate bankers, to the multinational corporations, essentially being like, I'm going to have a family. I'm going to get connected to my food. I'm going to have strong social bonds with people that live around me. I'm going to act as if a sovereign individual. So if I believe that the government enacts mask mandates and I don't think they're justified, I'm not going to wear a mask. And if someone wants to, judge me, if they want to belittle me, if they want to whatever, I'm a free man. I'm going to stand behind my decisions. And so that to me is really what the white pill is about. Also, like the white pill to me is also about Bitcoin, but technically there's the orange pill, which is all about just being orange pilled. And then we've got other things like, specific conspiracies will have their own terms, like the AIDS pill. And as I've mentioned previously, I'm starting to become a little bit AIDS pilled. I haven't done enough research to say that I'm 100% AIDS pilled, but dig into that shit. Dig into Fauci's bast. Dig into, what was that drug? AZT. And look at how many people died of that and how many people that didn't take it didn't die. There's a handful of different books I could recommend as well. But again, all this shit's going to get me on a list. I'm already on this. But anyways, so again, it's essentially just a way of trying to quickly create common knowledge amongst people, being like, I'm red pilled, I'm black pilled, I'm white pilled. And the goal of the maple pill for me is they say, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down easier. So what I'm trying to do in essence is try and help you guys on your journey, regardless of where you're at. So if you're blue pilled, hey, I'm going to try and ease you in with a couple blue pill stories first, and then expose you to some of the other perspectives out there. If you're black pilled, I'm going to try and keep helping guide you through that until you hit white pill, because it's truly a lonely journey for most people when they start to really understand that, like, the world that you were raised to believe in isn't the way that it was explained to you by your grade 3 teacher, isn't the way that you were explained in university, and likely, honestly, your parents probably don't fully understand the extent, because the internet has created a mass awakening amongst people, not a mass wokening, a mass awakening. And I have hope for future generations that as long as we continue to fight for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of association, all those wonderful freedoms, that there is a good chance that we'll see better days on the horizon, but they're not guaranteed to us. And that, to me, is why I'm trying to do the Maple Pill, why I've put together this show. So appreciate you asking that question, Mr. Pipton, and hopefully that helps.